everybody. Don't mind my tag along. Still learning. But for me, what I want to highlight as the last speaker is that huge shout out to all of you and visit of the ISOG 2023 team. We made this campaign extremely successful. And one of the key factors I want to highlight is we've got a slogan called I am secure. So my question to all of you is, how secure are you? Right? So the main question is that we're going to look at security awareness training as one of the main frontiers. How are you addressing that? Are you going to nurture your employees in the right direction? So with the ever-changing world, with digitalization and remote working, it actually opens doors to huge social engineering indicators, right? Huge factors such as phishing, COE fraud, or even as simple as some of the malicious attack of QR codes that you are scanning, right? So how do you actually build up a security stack? You actually aim towards targeting a nurtured environment, and that's what Knowbe4 is about, right? So what we're trying to drive towards at the end of the day is to drive your employees in the right direction. So with many things, our main objective today for me is I want to enable your employees to make smarter decisions in every day through personal or through their workforce. Right? So for today, what I'm going to cover is an introduction about Knowbe4, who we are, and how the security stack gets protected. And in addition, the human nature of habitual learning. So what you actually see here is Knowbe4 was established 13 years ago. My HQ is in US. Our main objective is to cover security awareness training and simulated platform. Right? So we have the global presence in both US, Europe, and in APAC. And you might notice we have 60,000 different customers worldwide. And we cover almost all different market verticals. Right? So Knowbe4, where the market leader is through Forrester, we actually identified the highest evaluation criteria that puts us at the frontier. This is what you see is what we call a modern security stack. So I think all of you have invested strongly into your infrastructure, your network, and your devices. But one thing that COVID actually taught us is that your employees are your weakest link. And let's be honest here, hackers will not be knocking on the front door of your infrastructure. What they're going to identify is the weakest link within your infrastructure, which is the employees itself. Whether is it through a worm, whether is it through some malicious attack, it's the easiest way around it. And let's be honest, when you are, even for my dad, 74-year-old, I am very afraid that he clicks on a phishing link. So that is our greatest fear. So for human, what we actually identify is we are habitual creatures. We learn at 70% based on experiential training, which is on the move, on the job itself. This actually drives reoccurring, reinforced training. So that's our main objective, and that is what Knowbe4 is about. We identified that 70% of the human nature learns through that process, and that's our main goal. And all our training contents, together with 12 different publishers, we target what is new in the market, and we create training based on that. So one thing that Knowbe4 stands out in regards to the traditional training, which is what we used to go through on a yearly basis, maybe twice a year we go through a training like this. We might get bored, we might forget. New school training is what Knowbe4 is about. We believe in reinforcing the training on a constant basis. Because if you're experiencing it every day, you will naturally be habit to watch out for every malicious attack. So let me just ask the room here, right? On a normal basis, around 4 p.m. after your afternoon coffee or Starbucks latte, what happens is your emails, you're going to look through them at a natural way, right? You're going to look at an autopilot manner, waiting for 6 p.m. and so you can get a San Miguel beer, right? So what actually happens is that new school training, once you actually reinforce that, it becomes second nature, right? Every email, you're just going to look at it and you're going to identify some of the red flags. Domain spoof, is this really my CEO? So that's our main objective, is to create habit. So BJ Fogg, one of our US author and scientists, he actually identified there are 3 truths among human nature. And I think we can all agree here. We are lazy, but lazy means smart, right? And we are social and habits of creatures of habit, right? So we actually aim to do things on a normal basis and it becomes reoccurring. So that's our main objective at Knowbe4. Our trainings are catered in that way. We run simulated phishing platform. We don't believe in running once a year. Right? What's going to happen? You need to run it on a monthly basis so every employee is identified on that. It becomes a natural process. So with that being said, people are the greatest asset that you have. They might be the weakest link, but they can be the strongest asset within your organization. So our main goal here, today I don't want to do product selling, I want to build up the logic. You have to understand that nurturing your employees in the right direction actually achieves your last line of defense, which is the human firewall. So that is our main objective, and I hope that all of you understand that cyber resilience is a proactive initiative instead of a reactive one. Right? There's going to be more hackings down the road, there's going to be more phishing. Nurture your employees to be your last line of defense, and naturally that builds up a much more protected security stack. So with that, coming to the end, I would like to thank all of you so much for your time, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Loh, for that engaging presentation. So, ready to review or ready to summarize what we heard? Here we go. Make sure that you enable your employees to make smarter decisions. But before I continue giving you the keywords or the lines that we should remember, can we all say, earlier I told you to say we have to win against attackers. This time, let's say we are the greatest asset. So can we all say that? Can you all say that to yourself? I am the greatest asset. Come on, you gotta do better than that. I am the greatest asset. And with that, we are really the greatest asset. Let's claim it. We are the greatest asset. We can be the weakest link, but we are the strongest defense of every organization. So, with that, make sure that you enable your employees to make smart decisions with security training on a constant basis. It is necessary. It is a critical program to overcome human error that results to breaches. Like what he said over and over, we are habitual creatures, so make sure that we are training our employees on a constant basis. Alright, so I think that's it for me. And what are we going to do next? This wraps up our breakout session for ISOG IM Secure 2023 Conference, ISOGx Cybersecurity Solutions Pitch and Exhibition.